a product-based approach. Can you move? Okay, again. The background is that, as we both know, there exists today a large consensus on the relationship between social transformation and economic growth. However, when it comes to the role of the agriculture in social transformation, two views actually prevail. The one is that the role of the agriculture is just to transfer resources to the new sectors. And beside that, we have another one which actually justifies this transfer by the improve in the productivity in the agricultural sector. So it means that these resources are transferred because productivity goes out in the agricultural sector. Now, the two views actually are two different ways to express almost the same thing. So the point is that the productivity goes out in agriculture and justifies the emergence of new activities through transfers of more improved resources. At the same time, these new activities experience higher rates of growth compared to the agriculture. So we can call these two the stylized facts. Now the question is whether or not they hold for Africa. Yesterday people actually talked about the transformation of Africa. So we will actually look at the history to see whether or not this transformation actually is occurring in Africa. So because there is a lot of controversy on whether or not the agricultural sector is transforming in Africa. In the recent year, Collier and Dearton actually found out that transfer of resources actually didn't occur during the last 50 years because the population-land ratio is not declining. And also, I think Bean Swenger actually found also that the share of agriculture has remained constant in the last, I think, 5 decades. So now, because we look at the transformation as the process during which the share of agriculture actually goes down, and also as well as its contribution to the product. So because this didn't happen, can we say that transformation didn't occur in Africa? So we know that recently there have been some evidence of productivity growth in Africa. For instance, the World Bank documented in 2006 the average rate of growth of the African agriculture of 2.3% in the 80s, 2% in the 90s, and 2.8% between 2000 and 2005. And also, Pratt and you documented some sort of agricultural growth in sub-Saharan Africa. So this implies that so there is a sort of controversy. So to some researchers, this transformation didn't occur for the agricultural in Africa, but new evidence points to this transformation in some way. So in this study, we are trying to use a different approach to look at the product discovery process to see whether or not agriculture has been transforming or not. So we will look at the agricultural transformation, which has two components. One is the change in the output composition, which we call the diversification, and the other is the change in the output value or the specialization. So we don't focus on the other types of transformation like the urban rural or the demographic and so on. Can you? Okay, so I'd like to explain a little bit what this approach is about. This is called the product-based approach. So it's the combination of two things, proximity and the technological intensity. So it means that if you are producing a certain good, so you are more likely to move toward goods which actually are similar to what you are producing. So this is the idea. So to explain that, we use the analogy between the farm and monkey, product and tree. product space and the forest. So it means that to survive, a monkey needs to jump in the forest to a tree actually which is more productive, meaning it has a lot of fruits and so on. So the same thing, a film needs to jump to products which are profitable, meaning that the products which actually are of higher unit value and more connected to other products in the product space. Now, we can actually simplify the sort of transformation as the process during which a country moves toward more connected products of higher unit value. So the idea is, if, let's say, you are producing banana, so it is more likely that you can move toward producing apple. But somebody who is actually, or some country which actually is producing a computer, the probability to jump to producing aircraft actually is very, very high. So this is the idea. And now, if you are producing banana, to get to the area where you can produce aircraft, actually, the distance is too long. This is the main idea behind this approach. So it means that countries are more likely to move to products which are close to what they are producing now. And if around you or around your basket, most products actually are less connected and of lower value, then you are not going to transform at all. So this is the idea. Can you? Okay, now. Okay, can you? Okay, so this is the structure of the product space. As you can see, so we have the core of the product space, which is the area where there are a lot of products, and we have the periphery, which means the core actually is the denser part of the product. So if you are there, you have opportunity to move in whichever direction, because these products are more connected to others and can allow you actually to diversify more and even to reach products which are of higher value. But if you are at the periphery, let's say if you are producing a product like petroleum, you can see that around there are not other products. So it is very hard for you to transform because it is impossible to reach the core since the distance actually is too low between what you are producing and the other products. Now, to implement this approach, Hausman and Kingler, which actually initiated, so they defined the measure of proximity at the product level. So these measures are the proximity, the density, and the path. The proximity actually is just the probability that if you are producing a good, so you are more likely to produce another good, or you are not more likely to produce another good. The simple example is banana and apple, or banana and aircraft. So now, the density is the probability that a country with a specific production basket is more likely to jump to producing a new product. For instance, more, let's say, agricultural dominant country actually are more likely to move to producing other agricultural products. And industrialized countries actually are more likely to move to producing, let's say, electronics and so on. So, and also there is another measure which we call PAFs. PAFs means just that this is the number of products that can be reached through the specific product. And also, this is just the measure of connectivity, of proximity, and besides we have also the measure of sophistication, so meaning that the specialization. So this is, we have to measure the PROD and the XP. So the PROD actually is just the value of a product, and the XP is the value of the production basket. Can you move? I think we do not have many times. Okay, so we use the UL Comtrade statistic data to implement this measure, and I'm going to present you the result. Can you move to the result? Okay, so we have the first result of the sophistication of the, or the specialization of the agricultural sector, and we compare this to Brazil. So as you can see, so we have the first curve actually is for the oil economy, the second one is for the non-agricultural, the other is for the agricultural. You can see that the transformation of the African economy actually, or the specialization is mainly determined by the specialization of the non-agricultural sector. So these two are the same also for Brazil. So the non-agricultural sector actually is the driving force of transformation. Agricultural actually is specializing a little bit, but the process has been very slow. Can you move to the next slide? Okay, now, when you look at the result at the country level, you can see that there is a sort of heterogeneity. So Libya actually is leading with actually the average rate of growth of more than 40%. And which country? Angola actually is lagging with a rate of growth less than 1%. Can you move to the next slide? Okay, now, as I mentioned previously, we have, for transformation, we have the diversification, we have the specialization. So now we just learned that the specialization actually of agriculture has been very, very slow. Now, what about the diversification? As also you can see, the diversification has been almost insignificant for agriculture, although it has been weak for the non-agriculture and the overall economy. Now, you can also see that in 1962, the agricultural sector has, let's say, comparative advantage over a large proportion of products compared to the non-agricultural and for the oil economy. But by 2008, this has been reversed because the agricultural actually has lower share of products export with comparative advantage. Now, looking at the diversification again, we can see that again Libya actually is leading. So this is actually amazing. So Libya is leading with the average rate of growth more than 35% on the diversification of agriculture, while 5 countries actually experienced a negative rate of growth. And beside Libya, we have also some countries with a rate of growth 5% or more. Can you? Okay. Now, to better understand actually what is going on, we consider distribution of products. Okay, we have products we call bad products. These are products at the periphery, less connected and of lower value. We have best products. These are more connected and, let's say, sophisticated products. And between these two, we have two other categories, the transition good products and the bias good products. So I will not define them since we don't have time. Now, we can just look first at the share of agricultural products exported with comparative advantage. So this share has been increasing in both Africa and Brazil. So these two are quite comparable. Okay, can you move? Okay, now this is the share of bad products. So these are less connected products and of lower value. So you produce them, then you are just stuck. You are not gonna transform. So as you can see, actually the share of this product has been no. I think you jumped to one slide. Yeah. So the share of this product has been quite high for both Africa and Brazil. And can you move to the next? Now, for the third category of product, the bias good product, these are products which are sophisticated but less connected. This share was quite high, but now moving on to the, let's say the good product, Russian good product, you can see that the production of this product didn't start until 1990 in both Brazil and Africa. You can move to the next. And now the most interesting results are presented in these two charts. So you can see that Africa actually managed to produce good product only in 3 out of 47 years, while Brazil managed to produce the same good in 19 out of 47 years. So this means that Africa has been almost stuck because of the type of product it's producing. So the continent needed to move toward more transformed goods actually because they belong to the best product, which actually allow the country to move toward, let's say, for the product of higher value and more connected for further transformation. I think we do not have time to finish everything. So at least, yeah, I can still explain